Hi everybody, it's Dan and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making another chocolate Sailor Moon cake. Since Netflix is dropping the Sailor Moon Eternal movie, I can't wait, I'm super excited. So let's go ahead and talk about it. It is going to be a 4-layer chocolate cake filled with fluffy vanilla buttercream, some simple fondant decorations that is really going to help turn our cake into all things Sailor Moon. I'll be sure to throw a link to the recipe down below in the description, where I'll throw everything you need to make your own delicious chocolate cake, all the tools and the steps to make your own Sailor Moon chocolate cake, and of course all my tips and tricks so you can bake right at home with confidence. Plus, if you want even more delicious, quick, gotta have them recipes, definitely be sure to subscribe down below and turn notifications so you don't miss out every time I post a new recipe. Now let's go ahead, preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and let's get started on this delicious chocolate cake. Trust me, you're gonna love it. So grab yourself a mixing bowl and add in 3 cups of all-purpose flour, a ½ cup of cocoa powder, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, and 2 2/3 cups of white granulated sugar. Then we'll just go in with our whisk and make sure all those dry ingredients are nice and combined and fully incorporated together. Then we're going to set those aside. Grab another mixing bowl, and this is going to be for our wet ingredients that we're going to mix together. So let's start by adding in a ½ cup of sour cream, 1 cup of buttermilk, 3 eggs, 1½ cups of warm, fresh brewed coffee, 3/4 cup of vegetable oil, and 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Now we're going to mix those together either with your whisk or with a hand mixer on a nice low speed until all those wet ingredients are fully incorporated together. And once those are nice and mixed, we're going to bring our dry ingredients back to this chocolate cake party and pour our wet ingredients right into that bowl of our dry ingredients and mix together with a hand mixer on a low speed or whisk until you have a nice, smooth, chocolatey cake batter. And though we're looking for that smooth cake batter, try not to overmix. It's definitely okay if there's some lumps in there of flour and dry ingredients. Just try not to overmix. Then we're just gonna add that cake batter into our prepared cake pans, and I'm using 2 6-inch round cake pans. Once those cake pans are full of batter, just place in the oven at 350 degrees and let bake for a good 35 to 40 minutes or until your cake tester comes out clean. Once your cakes have baked and they've cooled, you want to go ahead, level and halve all of your cakes. You have all of your chocolate cake layers, and get ready to stack and fill with some delicious vanilla buttercream. After your cakes have cooled, it's going to be time to level and torte if needed, so we can begin to fill and cover with some delicious vanilla buttercream. Take your first layer onto your cake turntable, spread a generous amount of vanilla buttercream frosting on top, and spread evenly either with your straight or offset spatula. Then you're going to go ahead and place your next layer of cake, top with more buttercream frosting, and spread evenly. Then you'll just continue those steps for all of your layers. And once you get to that last layer of cake, you want to invert it so the bottom of the cake is facing up and you have a nice flat surface for the top of your cake. Once your cakes are stacked and filled, grab some more vanilla buttercream because we're going to do our crumb coat and we're going to cover with even more buttercream to get that nice smooth buttercream finish. If you've stacked and filled all your cake layers, your cake should look something just like mine here. You'll notice there's a fair amount of frosting hanging over the sides. I use this frosting to spread around the outside and top of my cake to create the crumb coat. The crumb coat is a thin layer of frosting on the outside of a cake that holds in the crumbs so they won't mix into your final layer of frosting. You can always add frosting to the cake for the crumb coat, but I find that having the frosting in the filling layers already spread out to the edges actually helps eliminate any potential air bubbles, which can get caught in the frosting and work their way out, giving your cake a very unlovely, kind of pimply look. So what I like to do here is I start from the bottom, and while rotating my cake turntable, I like to pipe on my buttercream in an upward motion. Using a cake frosting scraper, or a straight spatula, or an offset spatula, we're going to begin to smooth over our buttercream. I find that the best way is to hold my smoothing tool upright and gently pressed against my cake while rotating the cake turntable. Really letting that turntable do all the work here. You'll want to continue this until you have a nice smooth buttercream coating. Now as you're doing that final smoothing, you might notice the texture of the buttercream become a bit ragged. Don't worry, take a deep breath. There's a quick and easy fix. Just grab a bowl of hot water, dip your tools into the bowl to warm them up, pat them dry, and smooth. The warm metal is going to make that buttercream nice and soft and give you a nice smooth finish. Once you're happy with that smooth buttercream frosting finish on your chocolate cake, it's going to be time to jump right in and get decorating for our Sailor Moon themed cake. To kick off our cake decorating, lightly brush the back of your bottom fondant border with water. Gently pick up your fondant, and with the brush water side facing the cake, gently wrap the bottom of your cake and bring both ends together in the back. Next, we'll do the same thing with a red fondant strip that's equally the same size. And lastly, we'll follow this up by doing the same thing with a yellow fondant strip that's going to sit right on top of the red. So we'll have navy, red, and yellow. Once you have that bottom fondant wrap around your cake, let's go ahead and do the same thing up top. For our top navy blue fondant border, we're going to trim the edges at a 45-degree angle, gently pick up, and wrap the top of our cake from the back to the front. Okay, so far so good. Now let's go ahead and keep it going with some simple fondant decorations. Let's start by taking a red fondant strip that's 3 inches in length and about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch wide, and place that right in front and on top of our cake. Now let's grab a piping bag fitted with a small round tip of our vanilla buttercream, and let's get ready to add some racing stripes on that top fondant collar. Before we add those racing stripes, let's take a yellow fondant heart and place that right in the middle of that red fondant strip that we just placed on our cake. And you can use the points of your navy blue top fondant collar to help kind of keep everything centered. Taking yellow buttercream in a piping bag with a small round tip, pipe on 2 parallel yellow stripes. The easiest way you can do this is to hold your piping bag in place against your top navy blue fondant border and rotate your cake turntable for each stripe. Once you have those yellow buttercream racing stripes on your cake, let's go ahead and work on Sailor Moon Eternal's fondant bow, which is also going to be her brooch. So there's going to be a lot of different pieces here, but don't worry, I'm going to make it very simple and very easy. So grab your yellow fondant, grab your white fondant, and let's get started. So let's start with our white fondant that's rolled out to about a 1-inch thickness, and either with the wing template in the recipe in that link below or by freehand, cut out a pair of large white wings. Now don't worry if they seem too big, as you can always trim away when we begin to put together our Eternal Moon brooch that we're making out of fondant. In total, we'll want 2 sets of wings. One large set and a slightly smaller, maybe medium-sized set of wings. Now let's grab our yellow fondant that's going to be rolled out to that same 1-inch thickness, grab a heart cookie cutter, and punch out a yellow fondant heart. Next, we'll take about a 2-inch circle cookie cutter and punch out a yellow fondant circle from your already rolled out fondant. Using a smaller circle cutter, turn your large yellow fondant circle into a large yellow fondant crescent moon. Now let's grab a paintbrush and a small bowl of water and lightly brush our 2 large white fondant wings with water. Then we'll lay our yellow fondant heart right on top. This way that water helps kind of create a tackiness to our fondant when we're securing our fondant pieces in place. Now let's brush a little bit of water on the bottom of our heart and lay on top our smaller set of wings. And to top it off, we'll grab our yellow crescent moon and place that right on top. After you wrap up your fondant bow / brooch for your Sailor Moon Eternal cake, grab a tiny little paintbrush, a little bowl of water, because we're gonna put this right on front of our cake and really bring this Sailor Moon Eternal cake together, and it's gonna look awesome. I can't wait, I'm so excited. So gently pick up your fondant Eternal Moon brooch, lightly brushed with water on the back, and lightly press into the middle of your fondant borders and red-yellow strip. Use that small heart that we placed on our cake earlier to keep everything centered. Once everything is centered, lined up, and you're feeling great with your Sailor Moon cake, that's it. We are pretty much done with our decorating. Well, our fondant decorating, but we still need to do some buttercream and some finishing details. So first up, grab your piping bag of yellow buttercream, fitted with your favorite tip. Now I'm going to be using a large star tip. It's my go-to, it's my favorite. I enjoy it, I just think it's pretty. And we're going to use that to add some delicious yellow buttercream right on top of our cake. For the top of our cake, we're going to grab some buttercream in a piping bag fitted with a large star tip and pipe dollops around the outside edge on top of our cake. Now, of course, Sailor Moon is known for a lot of things, but mostly her iconic Odongo Shield buns. For our Sailor Chibi Moon cake, we used 2 Madelines. For our Sailor Chibi Moon cake, we used 2 brownies. So I'm thinking for Sailor Moon, we're going to use 2 vanilla donuts. If you're interested in using my recipe, I'll throw all that down below in the description. Very easy, very simple, oh so delicious. They come out perfect every single time. But of course, you can always go out and buy your own donuts. Why not? It's quick, it's easy. Either way, grab your donuts and let's get started on these decorations to really capture all things Sailor Moon in this delicious chocolate cake. Starting with your red buttercream, pipe on a large red circle onto each donut, leaving about ½ an inch of empty space on the outside perimeter. Then, to add a little bit of sparkle to our Sailor Moon cake, take each donut and dip that red buttercream circle into some red sugar crystals. Now let's go in with our yellow buttercream and pipe a yellow outline circle on that outside perimeter, that ½ inch gap that we left open. Lastly, let's grab our white buttercream and pipe a small circle on the outside edge of that red buttercream. Once your donuts are decorated, go ahead, grab your cake, and let's get ready to add them right on top. Gently press your donut lollipops into the top of your cake with enough space in between so there's not too much crowding. I like to place mine about ½ inch in from that top perimeter of our cake. And then to wrap up our cake decorating, let's place some white fondant feather clips on top of our cake. And we're going to position 3 on each side in the front of our donut lollipops. Once those donuts are on top of your cake, that's it, you're done. You have your own Sailor Moon themed chocolate cake that it looks super cute and super exciting and super awesome. That's a lot of supers, but this is one amazing cake. Well, thank you all for stopping by. I had so much fun showing you how to make your own Sailor Moon chocolate themed cake. If you're a fan of Sailor Moon, or if you're a fan of all things chocolate cake, or if you're excited for the new Sailor Moon movie on Netflix, definitely be sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out, lets me know what baking up recipes you all like, you enjoy, and you want to see more of. Now, if you did not like this video, I totally get it, I understand. All I ask is that you leave me a comment down below to let me know what you didn't like so I can better improve my channel, my recipes, and the type of videos that I am sharing on the platform. Either way, if you want even more delicious recipes that you can bake at home with confidence every single time, definitely be sure to subscribe down below and turn on notifications so you don't miss out every time I post a new video. And lastly, don't forget, if you make your own Sailor Moon inspired dessert or your own Sailor Moon themed chocolate cake, definitely give a tag on Instagram, let me see what you're baking up in your kitchen. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna grab a slice of this cake, enjoy the day, enjoy the weather, maybe watch some Sailor Moon, probably gonna watch some Sailor Moon. But as always, I will see you all in the next video very, very soon. Bye!